Did you look at any of the reviews of the hotel, either before or subsequently?
Not before, no.
Have you looked subsequently?
Yeah, and they're not very good, George.
Well, I have to tell you, I've had an opportunity, because I asked Bradley to supply this, and Michelle, my clerk, took an opportunity to see what other people's attitudes to this hotel were. And there were some which were on the bad side, and then I have to say, after some digging, I found at least one good review. This was the good review. This was the best review I found, and this is somebody who had a splendid time and whose opinion I would entirely rely upon. Michelle, can you please read out the reviewer who gave the hotel 5 stars?
Of course. It lacked tea-making facilities in the bedroom. However, who needs tea when you can pop down and have a strong bow with staff at 9 a.m. on reception?
And this one, it was just a place to stay after a heavy drinking night out. Now, there were also some bad ones. Let's see a couple of them. What's made me laugh, I should tell you, and I don't find it funny, because being a hotelier requires all sorts of work, health and safety being one of them. And the safety of your guests and the quality that you promise is very important. But I did, in fairness to your father and to you, want there to be at least one good review. And the fact of the matter is, the only good review I could find was somebody that said there was no tea-making facilities, but he could come down at 9 o'clock in the morning.
They're available on request. And you get them at the front desk.
What's available on request?
Tea and kettles. They were being robbed every time we put them in the room, so we just kept them like behind doors, and then people could ask.
But this says various things, including this place needs to be shut down, avoid at all costs, worst hotel ever, the most disgusting hotel I've ever stayed in, vile hotel, dirty, damp, unsafe and unhygienic, to say the least. Needs closing down. The room was dark and the bathroom was like a dungeon. Well, this is Blackpool. Some people probably pay for that. Now, was there hot water?
No.
Why not register straight away that you weren't going to pay?
In all fairness, we gave him his due. We thought he was going to mend the place or at least get us some hot water.
Did you have any hot water?
None whatsoever.
So how did you shower or bath?
Very cold. And the shower was just like a trickle.
Well, I want to be absolutely clear, because Neil's view of what actually happened here, your father, is completely different. Paul and his partner were on a romantic getaway and pushed the twin beds together. That connects with the bar. He claims that the two of you were in a relationship. Could I ask you to read from the second point? Thank you.
Craig did not raise any of these complaints until the day he was due to leave, giving me no chance to kick him out. He should have complained on day 1, not day 4. They were moaning about the rain and that the trams weren't running. These things are out of my control. It was all just down to the money. I just think Craig didn't want to pay.
What do you say about the absence of hot water, please?
Well, the hotel has its flaws, and...
Was the hot water working?
In certain rooms at that time, there was plumbing problems.
There were plumbing problems. You're selling hotel rooms for a certain amount.
We make them quite aware. Everyone that comes in, that if they're in a room with a shower, if it doesn't work, that they can stay or leave. And if they... Were you
made aware of that?
No, not at all.
Do you think you should pay for the hotel?
No.
Why
no
not?
chance.
I just like to say quite clearly, like my father said, if they came to the hotel, complained there and then as they looked at the room, fair enough, but you can't expect someone to stay the full duration of their holiday, run off, and then complain afterwards.
I
and
agree.
expect...
No.
You're absolutely right about that. Have all the problems been resolved? Cleanliness, etc.?
Not all of them, but they are being taken care of.
Thank you, sir. Now, Bradley, Paul and John, the reality is your reply to the application that's made by Bradley on behalf of his father for the full fee for the stay is that the hotel fell below a reasonable standard. Now, I agree with you, that is probably right. The difficulty is that in law, you need to mitigate those terrible circumstances yourself. You cannot continue to take a service, even a poor one, and not pay for it. You are not entitled to live under that roof for 4 days. You are, as a matter of law, in my judgment, responsible for at least half of the value of that stay, regardless of the quality, because within those 4 days you could have brought the various issues to the attention of Bradley and, or in this case, of his father. You're not entitled to the full sum for the reasons I've given you. Your claim is for £290. In my judgment, you're only entitled to half of that sum for the 2 nights, and this court therefore awards you £145. And I wish the future of this hotel some cleanliness and some success. And the same to you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Bradley was awarded £145 of his original claim.